Hey, this is Steven from the Countertop Marketing Company, and thanks so much for joining me today. Unfortunately, we couldn't do this workshop live. We had some problems with the software that we use, but we are recording it and sending it out the same day. So hopefully you get some good value from this, and let's jump right in. So today's workshop, we're going to go over the 4 proven ways to boost leads for your shop. Now, hold on here. Just a little bit about ourselves. We're the Countertop Marketing Company. We work with fabricators and countertop shops. We do all different types of trainings for all the associations online. We do our own trainings as well. And we're a family-run business, probably like yourself. So we work with a lot of shops, and we know they all need more project leads. We see that on our sales calls with our clients. It's, you need more leads. And then you need to turn those leads into projects. That's a whole nother story. So today's game plan is we're going to go over 4 ways to get more leads, plus some slides about helping you with sales as well. So let's jump right in here. The trainings that I like to do, they're usually about like 20, 30 minutes, not super long, kind of just over the shoulder. We'll kind of jump into this screen, jump into some real life examples. And again, if you unplug from everything, just give me a good 20 minutes or so, listen to this. Whether you're listening on a podcast, I'll try to explain it just in case you're listening there, or if you're watching it on YouTube. But you should get at least a couple of good nuggets of information on this. And if you have any questions at any time, just reach out to us. You can email me directly, steve@countertopmarketingco.com. Just reach out to us on social media, whatever it is. Just reach out and we'll help you out. So 4 ways homeowners find you. You probably know this already, but Google, obviously, Facebook and Instagram, Google Maps, big place to get leads. And now the new places are ChatGPT, Gemini, and these LLMs, which is a large language model. So any of these AI platforms, people are starting to use to search for shops. Now let's take a look here. So let's jump right into Google. I'm going to pull up a screen here and let's do a search. So countertops, let's say San Diego, CA. So when you put in a search term, you usually will see, sometimes you'll see ads at the top. Sometimes you'll see the map section at the top. And now sometimes you'll see an AI summary at the top. For a lot of countertop terms like Countertop San Diego or Granite Countertops Near Me, you won't see that AI spot just yet. We might see that 6-12 months down the road. But if you put in like what's the difference between granite and quartz, you will see that. Let's actually do that. So what's the difference between granite and quartz? So let's see. So yeah, AI overview. So again, my screen looks a little bit different because it's pulling in all different stuff that we're working on. But you could see here, AI overview is what I was talking about. So now Google is scanning sites, pulling in information using their large language model and putting it into the search page. So it's showing the results right there. There are links to some of the sources. So if you're one of the sources, that's good. But again, this is just another, I wouldn't say it's a competitor, but it's just something else that you need to figure out where to show in. Because now having the content on your site isn't really, I'm not going to say it's not good anymore because you still want to do that. But now Google is just spinning it up, showing it in a web page. People don't even have to leave Google. So that's more like research type terms, difference between granite and quartz. What's the best countertop for a kitchen? What's the best countertop for a bathroom? Those type of terms are going to show, or the AI summary is going to show. But right now, the local terms, countertops near me, countertops San Diego, countertops wherever you live, that still shows the map section, the organic section, which is below, and then you'll see some ads. I'm not seeing any here, but you'll usually see some ads as well. So this is Google Maps is a great place. It's a hard place to show because there's only showing you 3 results. Someone can click on more places to see more, but it's probably one of the most important places to show for your shop, and it's for a couple of reasons. One is people love to read reviews. Myself, I love reading reviews. When I work with a local company, I'm searching. Reading the reviews is probably the first thing I do, probably even before I go to their website. And again, not everyone has the same actions as me, but I want to hear people's experience working with companies. And, I'm in marketing, so I get how it all works. But you could kind of see if the reviews are fake. Like, you kind of get a good idea, see if the company responded to them. You get a feel of how they work. Even if there's some bad reviews, that's okay. I want to see a response. I want to see how the company handled it. So great place to be. You could get a lot of business from Google Maps. We'll get into that in a minute, how to get there. Google Organic is still important. Ranking, I might not stress as much about, being the number 1 spot, things like that, because now there's so many other places that people are finding your business. It's not just about rankings anymore, but old tactics like SEO, optimizing your website, showing more in Google still is relevant and still is important. It's just another piece of the puzzle. And now the puzzle just has more pieces because, like I said, there's ChatGPT, there's Gemini, and there's all these other sources of where people are searching for. And then again, the map section, the ad section, it's not shown on here, but it would just look like a regular organic listing, and you just see ad next to it. You just know that it's a sponsored listing. So that's the 3. Well, there used to be 3 pieces on the Google search page where you want to show maps, organic, Google. Now there's a 4th, which is the AI summary. So again, not quite yet for the localized terms. It's more for the informational research type terms. But is it coming? Probably. So again, you want to prepare for that. So let's jump back in here. So obviously you want to be found, kind of just everything that we talked about. You want a fully optimized Google Maps profile. What does that mean? So when you go to your Google Maps profile, you want to fill in, obviously, the business name, phone number, address, all that stuff. Obviously, you want all that filled in. But then a good description. I think it's 750 words that you could put in there. Put some of your keywords in there, where you're located, what you offer. If you offer different types of, if it's tile and flooring, put that in there as well. If you offer cabinets, add that in as well. Make that really rich with keywords, but don't overstuff it. Don't just go overboard with the keywords in that description. You want to add your social media profile links, Facebook, Instagram, whatever else you have. If you accept cash, if you accept credit cards, all of the options, just fill all of them in. Then on Google Maps, you can also add products that you offer, granite, quartz, marble, put all of those in, and then services that you provide, countertop fabrication, countertop installation, think like that. Don't just put in countertops. You want to put in what you're doing. Maybe you do design, kitchen design, bathroom design for these projects. So you can put that in there. But again, maybe you do some repairs. Maybe you do countertop repairs as well. So you want to put all of those in the services. For the products, you're going to put the material that you offer. And again, fill everything out, add a picture there, add a description, and you can use ChatGPT or Gemini to help with some of this. We use it as a marketing agency now. Tons of companies are using it. So you don't really have to type all of this yourself. I would use ChatGPT. get the description, maybe, clean it up a little bit, then pop it in there. For your description, for the description about your business, again, you can use ChatGPT, but jump in there and, make it a little bit of your own. Don't just use ChatGPT, kind of use that as the base and then update it a little bit yourself as well. So on Google Maps, again, just to go through it, fill out everything, do the products, do the services, and make sure that profile is completely filled out. Then on the pictures part, add a picture of your showroom, the inside, the outside, add a picture of your logo, add project pictures. I mean, you want to do the project pictures over time. You don't want to just put them all in once and then that's it. But I'd say like an ongoing thing with Google Maps is add project pictures a couple a month, try to get into that flow of doing that. And then also what I have up on this slide is post updates on the profile. If there's a sale, if there is just something going on at the shop, or if you put out like a piece of content, a blog post or something like that, post that on there as well. Try to think of the Google Maps profile kind of as like a social media profile. We don't think of it like that because, again, it's different from Facebook. It's different from Instagram. But put the content, you can put the same content that you're putting on Facebook and Instagram, put it on Google Maps as well. Treat it like a social media profile. And then finally, collect reviews. You want to collect as many reviews as you can, and you want to get them consistently. So it's more important to get reviews over time rather than just a bunch in 1 month and then none for the rest of the year. And this next slide, I'll probably use this in almost every presentation or every workshop I do. I used this last month and I'm using it again this month because it's so important. So, to get reviews, it's not easy. It's a numbers game. You ask 10 customers, you'll probably get 2 to 3 reviews. But again, if you get 2 to 3 reviews a month, just think about that. If you do that for 12 months, that's another 36 reviews on top of what you already have. That's a good flow. If you get 5 a month, that's 60, after is that 65 times 12? Yeah, right. So 60, that's a lot of reviews, right? Over on top of what you have. Maybe you only have a couple right now, but even if you have 60, 70, 80 reviews on there, that's fantastic. So do it consistently. Now, let me give you a couple of ways to get reviews. One, I think probably the best way right now is just feedback we get from some clients is use your employees to get reviews for you. You cannot incentivize a customer to leave a review. It's super important. You don't want to say, hey, I'll give you $100 if you give me a review. I think it's actually illegal now in the US. I think there's like an FCC thing about that. I'm not 100% sure, but it's against Google's terms of service, so you don't want to do it anyway. But you can tell your employee that, hey, for every review that you get and your name is mentioned in the review, we'll give you $25, $50, whatever it is. We'll give you some time off. So instead of a review, every review you get 3 hours off, and you could use that against your time off, vacation time. You will see reviews if you use that strategy. It's probably one of the best strategies that you can use. You can send out the text message. You can send out the email. We have a shop that calls a customer. Then on the call, they ask for the review. That's a good strategy as well. But if you use your employees and you incentivize them, you will get reviews because they want money, they want time off. So it's really a really good strategy. We have a couple shops that we know that do this. They have hundreds of reviews, literally hundreds of reviews. So, and if you don't do anything, like if this is the only thing you take away from this workshop, and you just focus on getting more reviews over the next year, you will see more business to your Google Maps profile. I'm telling you, it's one of the strongest assets that you have. So put some time into it, figure it out, and then you'll see the benefits of that. It's right now it's September 2025. I'd say by the end of the year, we will have a solution to help. Right now we have a solution to help you get reviews, which is part of our CRM system, but we're actually working on something that's going to be even better. And it kind of uses a couple of things that I was just talking about, the employees and all of that. So stay tuned for that. You will hear more about that by the end of 2025. Now, you can also leave something behind. Print it on a business card, QR code, whatever it is, drop it, off at the, when the installers are done, have them leave it there. Some people will scan it, leave you a review, and then there you go. Again, it is a numbers game. So you just got to ask. You just got to ask. And it's the more you ask, the more you will get. But like I said, use those employees because they want the money. They want the time off. Now you need to get seen, right? How do you get seen? You get seen with paid ads. Now, for all of the shops that we work with, not all of them run paid ads, but for the shops that we work with, we don't focus on any other platform besides Google ads, Facebook ads, and Instagram ads. Never really gotten to TikTok, Pinterest, any of that. We've kind of tested it. I think one we're going to do LinkedIn ads for, but again, all your money should be in Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. That's where homeowners are. That's where you want to spend your money. I think we have a client that does Yelp ads. Tough to track, not easy. One tried not Home Advisor, Nextdoor. And again, actually, I don't really know how that went because we haven't tested that one. But Google ads, what's the big thing with Google ads? It helps you show on Google Maps more. So going back to my last point, Google Maps is a great source of leads. People can call you, they can go to your website, and they can click get directions. That's the biggest thing. They click get directions. They come down to your showroom. We know most shops close 60 to 90% of people that walk in the door. It's like gold. Like, get more people into your showroom. Don't worry about the phone calls. Don't worry about the online form submissions. Get those too, but get people to walk in your door. How do you do that? You get your Google Maps profile to show more. There's no easy way to do that with Google ads. They don't just have like a Google Maps campaign. You have to add it as an ad extension. So whether you do this yourself, whether you work with someone that does this, make sure your Google ads profile, your Google Maps profile is added as it used to be called a Google extension. Now I think they call it an asset. So make sure it's added to your Google ads campaign, and it will show, and you'll get more clicks and you'll get more people asking for directions. Most people on Google, compared to Facebook and Instagram, are serious buyers, right? They're typing in a keyword to see you. So on Facebook and Instagram, they're just scrolling around. They're just hanging out, basically. On Google, they're typing in countertops near me. I need a granite countertop, kitchen countertop, bathroom countertop, whatever it is. They're just usually better leads on Google. So make sure the keywords that we see that work the best, here's a little golden nugget for you, are the near me keywords. Countertops near me, quartz near me, granite near me. When people are saying near me, I don't know why exactly, but they convert better. They convert into phone calls, people asking for directions, and more form submissions. So that's just from all the shops that we work with. We look at all the keywords, and that's a little golden nugget that you could take away. So again, if you're running an ads campaign, make sure you do focus on those near me keywords. Now, the next slide here is a dump truck, right? And I'm kind of explaining this just in case you're listening to it on a podcast. Why is there a dump truck here? Because in a second, we're going to talk about Facebook and Google and Facebook and Instagram ads. And Facebook and Instagram ads are great, but it's basically like a dump truck. You got to dig through it and you'll find the gold, right? You're going to find some good leads and you're going to get a ton of not great leads. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Now, there's marketing companies out there. I see the ads. They say, hey, we'll get you 30, 50 leads a month. Don't pay us. Don't do this, do that, whatever all that is. But, you you can get a lot of leads from Facebook and Instagram if you ask for the name, email, and phone number, but you're going to get a boatload of garbage leads. Now, with Facebook and Instagram, we like to ask some more questions, so the lead quality is a little bit higher. The more questions you ask on your website, on Facebook, Instagram, any type of lead generation that you're doing, the higher quality lead that you will get. So keep that in mind when you're seeing these ads of companies promising you 30, 50 leads a month. If you do talk to them, say, hey, what information are you getting? Are you just getting name, email, and phone number? If they are, you're going to get garbage leads. I mean, it's just going to be complete junk. So you might get a couple good ones in there. You might, but out of 50 leads, probably a big portion of them are not going to be good. So just be careful with that. Now, what works great, works good on Facebook and Instagram, project photos, video, before and afters. Of course, those aren't easy to get for most shops that we work with, but any project photos, video, a little walkthrough of the job, some video of some new material, behind the scenes, introduce yourself, talk to the sales reps at the showroom, any type of video like that. Warm someone up with video. I do video. Lara on our team does video. We do that because we want to warm people up to us, and it works. It works. When I talk to someone on a sales call, they might feel like they know me. You're watching this right now. If I talk to you after this, you're a little warmed up, right? Because I already babbled on for 20, 30 minutes about something. So you kind of have a feel for me. Same thing with your shop. Get the people on video. I know a lot of shops don't want to do this, but I'm telling you, just do it. It works. You don't need a big camera crew or anything like that. Take your phone out and just create some video and get it online. That's the best thing that you can do. Now, lead ads do work good for Facebook and Instagram. Again, if you ask name, email, and phone number, you can get a ton of leads, but a lot of them are going to be junk. So I do suggest asking a couple more questions, qualifying them a little bit more. If you do that, lead cost is usually around 30 to 75 bucks per lead, depending on your market. Could be a little bit higher. But again, you need to follow up fast with these leads, especially social media. You got to think, they're not on Google searching for it. They're just seeing your ads. So you're interrupting them. They're filling out their information. They might forget 10 minutes later. So you got to get in contact with them fast. Retargeting ads, those also work good on Facebook, ads that follow people around. So let's say you go to Amazon, you look at something, then you go to the weather site, you see that product following you around. You want to do the same thing with your countertop shop. And then another little golden nugget here, limit the age range with your Facebook ads, 30 to 35 to 65 plus, or even to just 65. Usually somewhere in that range, you'll get the best leads. You don't want too young. You don't want too old. So just keep that in mind. Now, again, we kind of talked about this, the large language models like ChatGPT and Gemini. We just had a training on this in August. So check out our YouTube channel to watch that one. We go a little bit more into this. But a quick note about that, like how I was talking about Google Maps, make sure you optimize that profile. Go to Angie's, used to be called Angie's List. Go to Yelp, go to House, go to Yellow Pages. Optimize those profiles as well. They don't have Better Business Bureau on here, but go there as well. You don't need to pay them anything. These are free profiles, but make sure they're all updated. Maybe add some photos there. If you could get a couple of reviews there, that's going to help. But, make sure that's these ChatGPT and Gemini. They're now looking at those profiles as sources. So you want to make sure those are updated. They got some content added to them and put a little bit of time into them. So, and again, like I said, this is a good list. Also add Better Business Bureau as well. Now, the last thing we'll talk about is you got to close the deal, right? None of this matters if your sales sucks. I don't know how else to say it, but it's true. You got to be good at sales, or at least you got to follow up. And to be good at sales is you just need to follow up. You don't even need these crazy sales skills. Someone is interested. So to give you to backtrack for a second, my wife and I need a countertop. I contacted, I think it's 15 or 20 companies. I'll have to look back. I did write this all down, but I forget. I think only 2 of the companies contacted me. One of them only followed up with me one time, and the other one followed up with me a couple of times. I went with the one that followed up with me a couple of times. Not be just they're the ones that seemed interested, that they actually wanted to take my money for a countertop. I was really surprised that out of 15 or 20 companies, 2 only contacted me back. So obviously, which is actually good for you, because your competitors are not contacting their leads. They're just not doing it. I know it. Even some of our clients, they're not good with contacting the leads. So that is a big advantage that you have. You need some type of CRM system. We have one called Stone Engage. There's HubSpot, which is good, but I think it's overcomplicated. I don't think you need HubSpot. There's Pipedrive, which is good, but it's Pipedrive is, I'd put that at one above HubSpot in terms of like ease of use. It's cheaper. But honestly, our CRM, I'll show you right here. You can see leads come in, you just move them around. It's very easy to use. I mean, again, just get any CRM. I don't even care what it is, but you need to follow up with leads because we get shops all the time that say, oh, I want more leads. I need leads. And then they don't follow up with them. They call them once and they say, oh, they're not interested. That is not a not interested lead. If you call someone one time and they don't answer, or if you send them one email and they don't respond back, that does not mean they're not interested. So you got to get that thought out of your mind. I don't know why shops think that. It's not that instant gratification, but that's just the game, right? That's the sales game. You got to follow up, then you got to keep following up, and then you got to keep following up. So do not contact leads one time and think they're not interested. You will lose a lot of business if you do that. The beauty with a CRM is you move the leads around and then the follow-ups go out automatically. So, depending what CRM you're using, whoever you're working with, have them set that up. You want those follow-ups to go out and just keep going out. They can have a way to unsubscribe to them if they're not interested, but just keep those follow-ups going out. So hold on here. Let me close that. So yeah, you got to use a CRM because, like I said, the biggest problem we have with shops is the sales part. And that's not something that it's not some type of service that we offer because they need to close the job. We're not going to do that. But, it's the biggest problem that we see. It's the biggest problem. And my experiment, which is a real life experiment because we're actually getting a template for the countertop today, it proved everything that we see, even with some of the shops that we work with, where we contacted 15 or 20 and 2 contacted us back. And only one of them followed up more than once. That's really, really bad. Like those are really bad numbers. So, like I said, use that to your advantage because your competitors are probably doing the same thing. Now, if you have any questions, there's an FAQ slide on here. Obviously, this is not live, but just let us know. Shoot us a message on social media, text us, email us, whatever it is. Let us know any question you have. If you want to get more leads for your shop, if you need a new website, if you want a follow-up system like our system, very easy to use, jump on our website and book a demo. We'll go over everything that we offer, show you the CRM and all of that. So again, I apologize that we cannot have this live, but hopefully I went a good 30 minutes. This should be you should have some chunks in here, some golden nuggets, like I said. Just the recap, make sure that Google Maps profile is updated, add pictures to it, add products, add services to it, get something going with Google ads, Facebook ads with Google ads, make sure it's connected to your Google Maps profile, Facebook and Instagram ads. project pictures, before and afters, put that type of content out there. And then please get a CRM system. We have a very simple one to use, $3.95 a month. You get the CRM, you get a brand new website. Works very, very nicely. Or Pipedrive is a good one. HubSpot is another good one. So again, if you have any questions, reach out and we'll see you on the next workshop.